All right, gun voters in Jefferson County. Gary Bonacker versus Cecelie Williams. Who's going to fight for your gun rights in the Missouri House? Stay tuned, guys. We're breaking this race down for you right now. Hey guys, Aaron Dorr here with the Missouri Firearms Coalition. The election is almost upon us, and a lot of gun voters in Jeffco, House District 111, are asking us about this matchup between incumbent State Rep Gary Bonacker and his challenger, Cecelie Williams. Again, we're discussing Jefferson County, and we have one incumbent and one challenger. The nice thing with an incumbent is that we have an actual record to look at, a record to talk to you guys about. Because the number one question you're asking us these days is not who's pro-gun. Because everyone now knows in the gun rights community that everybody claims to be pro-gun at election time. Everyone's a champion. Everyone's a hero. They're all going to fight for us. And most of us know and learned a long time ago that talk is cheap, especially from politicians at election time. And all too often here in Missouri, we've had candidates who profess to be big gun rights champions who stab us in the back once they're safely in office. So what we're going to do in this video is give you guys all that we know about these two candidates. We have compiled their voting history, their candidate survey, public statements made, everything we have to give you guys a snapshot to help you guys decide who you believe will fight for your gun rights when you send him or her to Jefferson City. And we're going to begin with Cecelie Williams. The good news about Cecelie is that she has surveyed 100% pro-gun with the Missouri Firearms Coalition. You can see her survey on our website right now and all the rest of our surveys on the website right now. And in fact, you can print it off for yourself and keep it. And that way, if she is elected and she ever betrays you, you can hold her accountable for what she did not do. But again, she's surveyed 100% pro-gun. And what that means for us here at MOFC is that Cecelie has promised in writing to not just vote pro-gun, but lead in the fight for gun rights. She has promised to sponsor pro-gun bills. The truth is that we have about 116, 17, 15 Republicans right now in the House, and the number of Republicans who will actually lead in the gun rights fight, the number of folks who will sponsor pro-gun bills is less than a dozen. Less than a dozen. So we're not looking as gun voters to find yes men or yes women who will follow leadership. We want to see people who will fight, who will lead in that fight by sponsoring pro-gun bills. That's what Williams has pledged to do. One of the bills she's going to sponsor is enhanced stand your ground law. Missouri has stand your ground law. We passed it back in 2016. There is no need to retreat. The problem we have right now, though, is if you use your firearm in a self-defense situation here in Missouri, in the eyes of the law, we are automatically presumed guilty, and we have to prove our innocence in court. That's backwards. This is America. We're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, and in 19 other states, gun owners are, but not here in Missouri. And so what that does, by presuming that we're guilty, it gives all the power to the prosecuting attorney's office to make your life a living hell. That's how they ruined Mark McCloskey's life for 2 years. He had to prove his innocence. Kim Gardner did not have to prove his guilt. It's a real problem. The other problem we have is you cannot use stand your ground law here in Missouri until after you've been convicted and on your appeal. That's also backwards. We're going to fix that. Williams agrees she would sponsor the bill. She would also sponsor the bill to ban red flag gun seizures here in Missouri. You guys know what a red flag law is. Your ex-spouse calls you in, a bitter neighbor calls you in, a jealous coworker calls you in, someone calls you in and says that you might be dangerous. And if the cops agree, and if they go to the judge and the judge agrees, and the judges always agree, let's just be honest, in the states that have red flags, they issue them like rubber stamps every single day. And when the judge agrees and issues that seizure order, your guns are taken by force before you've been charged, arrested, let alone convicted of anything. It shreds our due process rights. It's totally un-American. They're evil. We've stopped it repeatedly here in Jeff City. Now our goal is to ban them, as other states have. Cecelie agrees with this, and she would sponsor the bill. She's also opposed to the entire gun control agenda in Jeff City, opposed to any attempt to ban AR-15s, opposed to any attempt to have universal background checks, which is just another way of saying a statewide gun registry. Terrible stuff. opposed to waiting periods, opposed to raising the age of when Missourians can buy firearms. Every single question we asked her, 100% pro-gun. That brings up Gary Bonacker. Now, Gary has been in the House for 2 years. And again, what that means is that we can get past rhetoric, we can get past promises, and look at his actual deeds. And unfortunately, the deeds, when it comes to Gary Bonacker, are bad. So we're going to begin with what we know first. Gary Bonacker has refused to fill out his gun rights candidate questionnaire. Again, in our experience, when a candidate will not survey, it's almost always an indication that that person intends to screw over gun owners if elected. The last thing they want to do is have their actions be seen as an obvious lie, so when they intend to do that, they almost never fill out the candidate survey. That's likely why Gary Bonacker has not surveyed. But we don't need a survey to tell you how Gary Bonacker has acted when it comes to your gun rights. For the last couple of years, we have asked Representative Bonacker to co-sponsor enhanced stand your ground law. The same bill that Williams would sponsor. We asked Gary, would you just co-sponsor it? Just co-sponsor. And he said no, both in 2023 and 2024. Don't take my word for it. You can look it up. The bill number was House Bill 486 and House Bill 2559. The first one is 2023, and then this year, 2024. So the bare minimum that he could do is co-sponsor the bill. Gary Bonacker says no. We asked him, would you co-sponsor the bill to ban red flag gun seizures? We shouldn't have red flags in Missouri. There should be a trial. There should be due process. You should be convicted of a felony crime before you have your guns taken away from you. Would you help us ban red flags? Gary Bonacker again said, get out of here. I'm not doing anything. He refused to co-sponsor the bill. Again, don't trust anybody. Be suspicious of everybody. Gary, her, me, everyone. Make them prove it to you. So you can look it up for yourself. When it comes to Bonacker, it's House Bill 712. That was the bill in 2023. And this year's bill number was House Bill 1651. Look it up for yourself. He refused to co-sponsor. Then we asked him, what about gun-free zone repeal? 18 areas here in Missouri are off limits to gun owners by state law. It's not federal law. It's a state problem. They're lethal. They're dangerous. We all know it because criminals can go here and they carry guns, but we supposedly can't because of stupid gun-free zone policies. They have to be repealed. Most everyone in Missouri agrees with that. We asked Gary, would you co-sponsor the bill? House Bill 282 last year. This year it's House Bill 1708. What do you think Gary said? Same thing. Refused. Refused. So all of the major gun bills making their way through the process right now here in Jefferson City, every single time Gary was asked to support those, to get on the bandwagon, to lend his power to that bill, such as it is, he refused every single time. That's a real problem. And don't forget the context here. We're not in some peacetime environment right now. We don't have, Trump in the White House. We don't have a calm situation right now in Congress. We've had for the last 2 years that Gary has been there, a madman in the White House, attacking our gun rights every single day. We have Congress attacking our gun rights, or trying to, every single day. We have executive orders that are bypassing Congress. They're trying to crush our gun rights from this crazy president every single day. And despite all of this animosity against gun owners, Gary Bonacker thought that the best thing for him to do to fight for your gun rights was to not do a damn thing. Go to Jeff City, never file a gun bill, not co-sponsoring the stand your ground law, not pushing bills to ban red flags, not pushing bills to repeal deadly gun-free zones. Get there and do nothing. So guys, that is the recap on this race. Gary Bonacker is a do-nothing rhino who protects Republican leadership members at all costs. He will not fight for your gun rights, never sponsored a pro-gun bill, never co-sponsored a pro-gun bill. And so if you see Gary Bonacker between now and August 6th, be sure to ask him, what have you ever done for me as a gun owner? Why won't you co-sponsor gun bills? Why won't you file gun bills? Why won't you answer a simple 10-question candidate survey? Ask him what he says, guys. Don't let him get off the hook. And if you see Cecelie Williams Thank her for her pro-gun survey and for her promise to stand up and lead in the fight for gun rights. Guys, that's our recap in this race. Whether you're watching it on Twitter, X, forgive me, whatever, Facebook, YouTube, or our website, do me a favor, share it online, get the word out there, and to get more involved in the fight today, guys, go to joinmofc.com.